how hard it is to survive as a women entrepreneur in this particular industry right now, technology especially? Okay. How do you define leadership, and what leadership qualities do you believe are crucial for success? One small advice for the young entrepreneurs, especially for the girls out there who want to come up with their own business. What do you like to say? Welcome back to another episode of Boss Bites. This is Agata Christopher, your host for today. Today is going to be even more exciting because we have a very special guest joining us. And if you guys want to know who that is, you've got to watch this video till the end. With no further delay, let's welcome the guest for the episode, the founder and CEO of Think Infinite Technology and the founder of Again Foundation, Ms. Sangeeta Balasubramaniam. Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, first of all, thank you so much. I know you're very busy, you're held up, but still given your time for a small conversation. So I believe you're ready for the questions.
Thank you. That's a wonderful introduction, Agneta. My pleasure being here.
Okay, can we start, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So what inspired you to start Think Infinity Technology?
Okay, so Think Infinity is my third venture actually, which I started in 2017. Prior to that, I have tried a couple of other ventures, maybe I think more than 2-3 ventures where I failed terribly and Think Infinity happened. So I always had this, calling in me, that fire, basically right after my engineering, I landed in a job in an MNC. But somehow I felt there some calling inside me which I should pursue, and that's how I ventured into a couple of ventures. Earlier it was like just to become an entrepreneur, and I was not very sure what is the purpose of becoming an entrepreneur. It is more of becoming an entrepreneur was that in my mind. Then I ended up trying multiple things, and I eventually failed. Then over time I realized more than the concept of becoming, the thought of becoming entrepreneurship, it should be fueled with passion. So you need to identify what is your niche and you need to fuel that with your passion. And I think with the hard work and everything, the rest follows. So that's how. So I was working with multiple multinationals for about 15 years. Before starting Think Infinity, I was a vice president at Barclays, heading tech for India R&D. So I was in a well-settled job, but still I find there is a void inside me always. And that is the ideal time that I have to jump into entrepreneurship. Otherwise, it's not going to happen again. And I will also, have that feeling in my mind that I didn't try this. I don't want to live with that feeling. Rather, I thought it's okay to try and fail, but at least I have that, happiness inside me that I tried something I like. So that's how Think Infinity was born.
That's really nice, ma'am. So what were your challenges in the initial years?
Challenges, see, initial years, I think everything looked like a challenge to me. That's what I would say, because today if we see, there's a lot of support group was available and all that. But when I started, I didn't have much of that support system from outside, I would say. Definitely, I convinced my family to be the greatest support, which is very much required for someone to be an entrepreneur. So I built that support system that gave me a strong emotional background. But again, from the mentoring point of view, from the industry point of view, I didn't have that support system. Maybe I didn't reach out to, or maybe I didn't try to connect to that support system. That is something was there. And of course, obviously the financial challenges which most of them would have. Mine is completely bootstrapped. So whatever I saved all throughout the year of my 15 years, I pumped into Think Infinity. So that is something. And a lot more other challenges. Initially, as a women entrepreneur, to establish myself in the industry, I had a challenge, but over time I understood and I learned how to tackle that. And industry is very much warm and welcoming.
As you said about women entrepreneurs, I have a question, like how hard it is to survive as a women entrepreneur in this particular industry right now, technology especially?
Okay, it's not hard at all, to be very honest. Nowadays, I think it's very welcoming, I would say, women entrepreneurs. In fact, I would take that as an opportunity. There are more opportunities everywhere when we go as a women entrepreneur, there is a big support system from the industry, from the government, from everywhere. So that is the greatest opportunity. All that one challenge is the mental block that we women have inside our mind. We need to break all those barriers, and if we come out, the world is very much welcoming.
Very true, ma'am. We have to break it, like very important, because I feel a lot of them are not coming out because of that particular mental block they have inside their mind. And I heard that you have a foundation, again foundation, and it is meant for differently able individuals. Why that, ma'am? What made you to start that?
So I think right from my childhood, I had that passion of giving back to the society, and many times, outside, beyond again foundation or anything, as a person, as an individual, me and my husband, we always have the thought process in our mind. We try doing it, and as an entrepreneur, I thought it is a very strong platform to show it to the outside world that everyone has to give back to the society. It can be in any form, even giving back to the society. Knowledge is also one form of giving back, but I know that can be of any form. So, and I used my entrepreneurial platform because I have established myself to an extent in the industry, and I thought, why not start a foundation? Will help the underprivileged or maybe the disabled part, because I am someone who believe the only disability is our mind. So talent has no gender, talent has no differentiation. I'm someone who strongly believe in that. So we created some opportunity for the disabled, and we tried in multiple ways.
It's very beautiful, because I feel we need people like you to encourage them and make them come out of all their shells. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Our
Basically, thank
mindset
you.
is the only disability.
Very true, ma'am. I have another question. You said you're a gym freak. How do you balance your personal life and your work life? How do you do that? You don't give excuses saying I have work, I'm busy. You don't do that. How do you balance?
See, do we compromise of getting up and brushing our teeth?
No.
Not at all, right? It's just like that for me, And fitness helps me in various ways. Early days of my career, especially jumping into entrepreneurship, I tend to, skip my health. I don't prioritize my health. Health comes the last most of the times. And on the other hand, at the early age of entrepreneurship, the stress factor, the emotional intelligence was a bit tough by then. So then I decided, and getting stressed or burning your health is not going to solve the problem anyway. Whatever the problem it exists or any new things comes, it is going to be there. And no matter what, we need to solve it. So why not do it in a healthiest and happiest state of mind?
Very
So
true.
that is the thing. How I balance is discipline. I am a very strong minded person when it comes to discipline, consistency, and commitment. As an entrepreneur, these are the qualities I would say, and that comes the first place. And I find this helps me so much in my business as well as my personal life, because I think most of the people who work out, you talk to them, you ask them, they will say that get them a clarity in mind, that get them to be disciplined, and all those things that is reflecting in my work as well. And I've learned to handle even the critical situations in a happiest state of mind with a nice smile on my face.
Very nice, ma'am. Okay, so I have another question. How do you define leadership, and what leadership qualities do you believe are crucial for success?
Leadership to me, it's more about personality, I would say, beyond bookish things. Everywhere now you say colleges or even the corporates, we do a lot of leadership training, coaching program and all that. But leadership is something that we learn day in, day out, and that comes as a personality, and which cannot be learnt in one day or so. I attend a session today and tomorrow I get all that leadership skill. No, it all comes out of practice and experience basically. And to me, a good leader is someone who, basically set an example, lead, show the path. So that is someone I strongly believe in. If my team or maybe someone at my family is not able to handle a situation, or maybe they need a moral support, whatever it is, I should be that first person to take that initiative and lead them. That's where I believe in. And someone who is the master, who is authoritative in their own core. So I think rest all comes automatically. Hard work is again one quality, I would say, because people say smart work helps, and a good, this person is leadership quality, is a good strategic person and all that. Sometimes the strategy fails, sometimes the smart work fail, but hard work
fails.
always keep you in pace.
Nice, ma'am. Very nice. One final question, ma'am. One small advice for the young entrepreneurs, especially for the girls out there who want to come up with their own business. What do you like to say?
I think the moment they decide to get into entrepreneurship, and especially today's generation, as I already said, today the youngsters are really, they are super smart by themselves. They are good enough to take their own decisions. All we can say is show them some path, or share our stories and experiences to them is something what I believe. I'm strictly not an advice person at all, and I don't believe in giving motivations or be an inspiration all the times. Rather, I always tell people to be authentic, be your own motivator, be your own inspiration, because motivation is something, we can't go out and search for motivation all the times. Today I'll be good, tomorrow I may not be good. You will be there for me to give motivation, you may not be there. So I should be my own inspiration, I should be my own motivation. That is something I always tell myself day in day out. Another thing is something I strongly believe in is our mind is our first enemy, or your angel, or whatever you say. Everything starts with the mindset. Before even the society puts you in that, women and all those things, first you remove all the mental blocks from your mind and you step out of the comfort zone. Getting out of the comfort zone is something what I believe in. Men, women, and all those things I strongly don't believe in. We are all just humans born to complement each other, balance each other.
Yes, super, ma'am. Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you for your time. I believe this is going to be a very insightful session, not just for me, for the ones who want to watch this as well. And I am personally very much inspired by the way you manage your personal and your work life. Thank you so much.
It's fantastic being here today. My thanks to SRM Ishwari, Department of Management Studies.
We have come to the end of this episode, and if you guys want to watch more of these videos, you've got to wait. Until then, this is Agenda Christopher signing off from the show. Thank you.